And then, of course, let's talk about Chelsea Football Club at the Bridge. They did host the Citizens, the reigning champions, of course, Manchester City, Pep Guardiola's side. And, of course, the game didn't go the way Chelsea planned. Enzo Maresca, his first game in the English Premier League with Chelsea Football Club, unable to get even a point. Talk about the maximum 3 points. Manchester City defeated Chelsea at the Bridge, 2 goals to nothing. Kanute, Sonny Bobo, let's talk about this very game. Of course, if you look at the lineup, you have Sanchez in between the sticks, Levi Kowe and Fofana playing as the centre back, Marco Corella from the left back, and of course Malo Gusto from the right back. At the heart of the midfield, it was a 4-2-3-1 formation. You had Romelu Lavia and of course Moises Caicedo, 2 players that does the same thing. Of course, in the front of them, you have Enzo Fernandez playing as the number 10 position, and of course he was the captain of Chelsea against Manchester City. Christopher Nkunku came from the left, and of course Cole Palmer coming from the right. And up front, you have Nicholas Jackson. First and foremost, son of do you think he got the formation, the selection right? Enzo Maresca with the Chelsea side.
Yeah, I would say that for me, that would be one of the best players that would have chosen to play that game. Yeah, that would have been because for me, I saw that game from start to finish, and I think for Romeo and Caicedo, for me, I think they did well. They did well for me. I think they did well. And it's just that, I don't know whether because they were playing Manchester City and people were coming out to start to be on a defensive side that anything could have lost to Man City. But no, but I saw Chelsea play, to an extent, they played good football. It's just that Manchester City were ahead. And of course, this is a new manager. If you have been, we saw how Pochettino played them last season. Yeah. Last season, we saw how he played them. So this is somebody coming from the Championship who, for me, I think, for me, is not the right manager for them. Right from time, I was never for them to take. For me, I don't think. But with the lineup and everything within the play, I think for now he should stick with those guys. The first this certain lineup, the back line, they did well. But it's just that it is Man City, of course. It is Man City. That's why they lost that game. But going forward, it is too early to judge. Like I said earlier, exactly. It is too early to judge. Just like somebody, the banter was going on the group chat, and somebody said he was trying to be on the defensive side that anybody could have lost to Manchester City. That is and that. I think I will believe to an extent. I will believe that anything could have lost to Manchester City. But let's see from 1, 2, 3, 4 games. Let's see what happened with Enzo Maresca and the Chelsea team. But for me, the two Lavia and Caicedo, they played beautifully. They played
I cannot tell Sonny Bobo, I equally saw that game. Romelu Lavia and Caicedo playing. They are 2 defensive midfielders. None of them is a box-to-box midfielder. Let's not forget that. Romelu Lavia is a defensive midfielder. Moises Caicedo is a defensive midfielder. Of course, having Enzo Fernandez play ahead of him, there's no sort of link play between the defensive midfielder and, of course, the attacking midfielder. Then that is the job of the number 8. That's the box-to-box midfielder to do. Moving forward, he had to take away Romelu Lavia, bringing in Dewsbury Hall. Enzo Fernandez dropped down to play alongside Moises Caicedo, and of course he played Dewsbury Hall up front at the team. Romelu Lavia, Moises Caicedo, who would have been the player that Enzo Maresca would have taken off, because Romelu Lavia never misplaced a pass till he left that very game. Kanute.
It depends on what the coach wants. It depends on the tactics of the coach. Some have said this, or I think losing to Man City is not a big deal. It's not shambolic. This is the first game.
Kanute, this isn't a vintage Manchester City.
How will you call? You see, this is Manchester City. You underestimate Man City. Man City, to me, they will still win the Premier League.
They're still favorites.
I'm still saying year and year, Man City are favourite to win the Premier League. You saw, there's something I say about this Manchester. Provided Guardiola is in the squad as a coach,
is their manager.
They still have De Bruyne. They still have Bernardo Silva didn't even leave. I was expecting him to leave.
Expectation. Exactly. Even in the game, he wasn't even that much in the game.
He didn't leave.
He didn't leave. Okay, yes,
exactly. So I think this Man City side, you underestimate the tactical way they play football and the way they are so good. So I think that what Enzo Maresca did was the best thing, because he had to make sure that midfield is competitive, even without what's his name. Rodri. It doesn't matter. Man City will still be Man City. Like we said, they play regardless of the players. They play the same system. They play the same style. They have quality. Even though not Rodri, but they have player. Look at what Kovacic. You saw what he did. He even scored the goal. So I think that, to me, Chelsea did well. It wasn't a disgraceful performance. It wasn't a beating. The better side when Man City has the quality, but Chelsea did well. Moving forward, they won't use the first game and they won't use the game against Man City to judge the improvement. You're talking about 2 defensive midfielders. Yes, he had to do that because he had to make sure the midfield is compact. And Lavia did well. Lavia is a player that has the license to go forward and come back. So Caicedo was one that has the license to remain at the back to cover the lapses. So I think it was an okay performance. It wasn't a bad performance. Yes, maybe up front, maybe Jackson wasn't probably, and this is the reason why we said okay.
Yeah, up front.
They need a striker. And what's his name? The English guy.
Nkunku.
No, not Nkunku.
Okay,
Ivan Toney.
No,
Kopama was not in
it
that
wasn't
game.
Up, yeah, it wasn't
He was
up
not in
there,
that
and that you know that when Kopama is the one that carried Chelsea, at least because it's a different formation, and definitely it's the first game, and most players, even like look at Foden for Man City, he wasn't up there. Most players that came from Europe, most of them, you don't expect them to perform at
the top level right now.
Exactly, but to me, it wasn't a bad performance. Yes, the better side won, and it wasn't a discredited performance. Moving forward, I was waiting to look at who will start because they have a lot of players, a lot of defenders.
Some didn't even make it to the bench.
Who will start at the defense?
Some did not make it to the bench.
When was Kowi and Fofana? Because you expect who will start at the defense? Who will start? Especially that defensive side. I was hoping to who will start. So it wasn't really a bad performance. I think.
Yes, they play well, and I think one of the things that caught my attention in that game was how Cucurella was able to manage Doku, and Doku have to switch to the other side.
To me, Doku even plays better from
that left. Yes, when Sabio had to go to the other side. To an extent, I think Sabio was having a Cucurella in that game when they switched sides. So I think Manchester City, they came with a game plan and they achieved that. That is Manchester. That's Pep Guardiola. Look at the young lad that played them at number 2. Lewis. He played so well. He was like the perfect Pep Guardiola team. And right now it's like they kind of discussing to bring Gundogan back to the team. So you see, Manchester City, they are not relenting.
You don't judge your season based on playing Man City. If it was last season, that was a different case. We tell Pochettino. But he's a new manager, a new system.
Nobody is judging the first game with playing Manchester
exactly.
City. When a team plays, when you look at the team critically, sometimes you see potential. You see, okay, this team, they are doing better.
Yeah.
It's just Manchester City. Maybe when they get to meet any other team, they would demolish that team. You see the promising tactics coming from the coach, the Enzo Maresca, and of course the player. You see, like, I'm convinced that this team is just Man City when they meet the other team. But do you think Chelsea showed that against Manchester City?
They did.
I think they did.
At some point, Chelsea were in the game. If not, that Man City is a good side. No, attacking wise, defensive wise. Man City have to defend well. They defend well. Man City they stifle you. They defend well. They get the ball. They press you. That's what they do. So you're at a point. I think at a point in the game, Chelsea had a couple of chances. Okunku, you saw his performance. Yes. He did well. Yeah, so
Jackson too.
I think I saw promising sign there, and it's not a bad result. I saw promising sign there. Yes, regardless of the result, there's promise. Moving forward, I think they will do better.
Yeah, we know sometimes most managers, they know how to bring out the best in a player. And some managers, when they handle the same players, the reverse becomes the case. Now Enzo Maresca, we saw what Pochettino did with Kopama before he left Chelsea Football Club. Can Kopama replicate what he did under Enzo Maresca? Can Enzo Maresca bring out the best in Kopama?
I wouldn't use the word bring out the best. The best is already there. It's just that will it fit him to will it be
bring out the best? You know, some players, like I explained, when they play under a certain manager,
they do better.
They do better, and sometimes when they play under some other managers, the attribute begins to hide.
No, I think this case of Kopama is that he did so well last season. He won the what did he win? He won the I don't know. He won the
player of the season.
Exactly. So the expectation is that can he replicate? To me, it has nothing to even do with the coach. Can he replicate what he did last season? Can he do that? I think I won't judge him by the first game he played. I think he, in terms of what's it called, fitness level is not there. So I think with the system that Maresca plays, definitely he will thrive. Any good player will thrive there. So I think moving forward, I feel that he will do well under him.
All right, yes, Chelsea lost that very game. Before we move forward, let's talk about the defense. Of course, if you look at the defense line, you have Levi Kowi and, of course, Fofana at the heart of the defense. You know, this is a marathon. The 38 game Premier League, it is a marathon. Can Fofana and Levi Kowi be the solid defenders for Chelsea in this campaign?
Okay, if I will have one problem with Chelsea and one worry with Chelsea, I think it will be the defense. Can the defense be solid? Because in terms of experience, I think they will lack it with Thiago Silva not there. But I think it depends on Fofana. If Fofana can replicate what he did at Leicester City before coming, because to me it's like a new player because he didn't play at all last season.
Somebody was coming from injury. He just coming
exactly. So I think that would be the problem area because the defender there, they have even one on the bench. I don't really think anyone has it. So that's the problem area. The center back.
Sorry, come to take of it. And now look at Fofana. Now they're bringing Fofana and you're having Choluba. Who will you think? For me, I don't know why some coaches make this kind of errors like this, but for me, I see there's no reason why they will have to let Choluba go.
Even if he's not a starter, at least let him in the team. This is a Chelsea player all through. He has the experience. He has played with the best.
There with the best.
He has the experience. So I think, but the decision. But I think if they have any problem area for Chelsea, it will be their
It's
defense.
going to be the defense. And the front line are not just putting in the shit. They're not scoring the goals.
The defense. That would be the problem for me, for Chelsea.
All right, let's talk about Manchester City quickly. Savino, would you say they've gotten themselves a gem of a player? When he was playing from the left, and of course, Jeremy Doku was playing from the right, it became difficult. Cucurella gave Jeremy Doku a tough time, and of course, they had to switch. It was looking like a tactical switch. Savino coming to face Marc Cucurella, of course, Jeremy Doku coming to face Malo Gusto. Savino, we saw what he did with Marc Cucurella. Would you say Manchester City, they've gotten themselves a gem of a player?
For me, I don't know how Pep Guardiola does in stints,
Exactly.
getting them. You see, since he came to Manchester City, it was in 2016. I don't think he has found problem with players from the flank. There was Sunday at the time.
I heard the commentator saying this is a like for Riyad Mahrez. Of course,
Yeah.
they
We
had
saw
to put him
Mahrez.
to Mahrez.
We saw Sunday then. We saw Mahrez. There was a time Gabriel, Jesus Navas was there too. Though sometimes he plays as a right back. Sometimes also played in that position. So I think Real Madrid are just building. That flank has never been a problem for them. And Manchester City, I beg your pardon. And Sabinho, that boy is something else. And I see greatness in that boy for Manchester City.
Yeah, I think Sonny has said it all. When I was watching him yesterday, I was like, come on, this. How can you are looking at ways to get this lead from these people, and they are getting players like this that has this quality. So I think it's additional quality to the squad. I think definitely, I think he's good to go. Although it's just the first game, but I saw glimpses of quality in him when I saw him yesterday.
All right, that game, Manchester City, Chelsea ended 2 goals to nothing in favor of Manchester City at the bridge. Moving forward, can Enzo Maresca pick up his pieces, and of course, to try to put the team together and get the desired 3 points. 3 points matters a lot for Chelsea, letting Mauricio Pochettino go, and of course, having Enzo Maresca in the team. Can he take Chelsea to the next level? That is a very big question that he needs to answer. Of course, there's some Chelsea fans that think they know they equally need to answer that very question.